Hey guys, it's Vincent with Vascotoys. On today's episode of Action Vasco, we're going to be taking a look at my building facade wall mountable diorama that is based on this concept sketch. Alright, let's take a closer look at this diorama. Alright guys, so I have the diorama put up here on the wall. There is a 3D printed part on the back that allows it to mount to any nail or screw or any hardware that you have for hanging pictures. So the diorama is 15 inches tall, 10 inches wide. It's made completely out of pink insulation foam and project foam. And then the only 3D printed parts on this one are the window frames and the vascotoys logo on the bottom. The window frames, or the windows themselves, are, like I said, PLA 3D printed, like most of my things, designed in Tinkercad and printed on my Kingroon KP3 printer. And then behind them, the way I always do my windows is there's a sheet of plastic and then there's a sheet of vellum paper, so you can backlight the wall or the windows if you had lights behind these, or if you had it standing up or against a surface and you had light behind it. That said, this is really designed to be on the wall. It's not really designed to support the weight of figures if it's standing up regularly. So the first thing I want to show you guys is just Marvel Legends Spider-Man in here, who's actually the figure that kind of inspired me to create this. So just for size reference, there's Spider-Man, and you can definitely do a lot of cool things with him. Display wise, if you have some of his villains, maybe you could get them incorporated in here. So there's Spidey for you. And then we have to have, got a little crooked here, we have to have some DC love in here too. So I'm gonna put, I think this is DC All-Stars Batman in here, and he looks great as well in the dio. So, you know, he's a 6-inch figure just like a Marvel Legend, so he works really well based on the size, and so we'll take him out of here too. And you know, normally I'll do some ACBA style photos in these videos just so you guys can get an idea, but this one's really more of a display piece. You could definitely take some shots if they were pretty narrow for ACBA, but really the design idea behind this was that this would be a display piece. Also wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the paint job on this diorama. So normally when I do any kind of brickwork, I've either done straight up gray, or I've done red bricks or brown bricks. This is the first time that I've really done like a sandstone or a light tan kind of color. So I wanted to do something different. Lately I've been trying to branch out and challenge myself a little bit. So the paint job, for the first time ever, I did, instead of a black wash, I did a brown wash with nutmeg. I think it's, I don't know the brand, but I got nutmeg colored paint at Walmart, and the tip came from my friend Josh Green, Sage DG G on Instagram. So he kind of let me know that sometimes when you're looking for, different looks on your paintwork, you don't always want to blackwash stuff. So this is my first project trying that out, and I'm really happy with the result. So basically, I laid down that nutmeg color throughout the piece first. Then what I did was I usually use Anita's acrylic paint, so I don't know the exact color names off the top of my head, but I took like a cream color, a very light tan color, and I did, I think, a layer each on top of this. Then I took one of my favorite Anita's paint colors, which is Heather Gray, and I went over it, over everything. And what I started to do was do a couple of outlines. So I actually outlined a lot of these bricks in that color, and then I specifically took different bricks and gave them a more heavy coating across the entire brick with that Heather Gray to kind of just vary the color between the bricks, and I kind of tried to randomize that a bit. So I did that, and then I went over one more time with the tan color, and this was the result that I got from that paint job. Then the only detail that I wanted to do after that was I took a chocolate brown and I did some of these, I don't know what they are, but basically like when bricks kind of get weathered or stained, they sort of have like this V shape along the crack lines or the breakage in the bricks. So I just picked some spots selectively throughout the dio and added in that work to give it a more realistic look. But overall, I'm really happy with the paint job on this, and really overall just happy with the way the dio came out. Okay, so let's talk construction on this piece, because normally I do a lot with magnets and I magnetize my dials, but for this one, because it was a wall-mounted piece, this is all just one solid piece. There aren't any removable parts or anything like that. So basically I started with the 10 by 15 piece of XPS foam, and then from there I just laid out these support pieces here, the ledge here, and then the pillars surrounding the windows that support the next ledge. So this one, everything is hot glued in place, and the windows are permanently hot glued in here. So it's a bit different in that sense, but I don't think it would have made sense to magnetize this, given the fact that you want to be able to place figures up here, for days, weeks, months at a time. And something else to keep in mind too for the person that did purchase this, you want to be careful when you are putting your figures on this. This will support your average 6-inch figure, 1/12 scale figure, but I don't think I would suggest putting like the Thing up here or Juggernaut or anybody like that. So Spider-Man, Batman, Daredevil, anybody else like that who would make sense here work well. But just as you're placing the figure on this particular piece, kind of be conscious of balancing it out, while you're putting the figure there. You may have to adjust here or there as you're placing that figure. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Action Vasco, where we took a look at my first ever wall-mounted diorama that happened to be a building facade design for the diorama. If you liked this episode, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. We also accept custom commissions at vascotoys@gmail.com, and we're at vascotoys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you guys next time. Thanks.